Okay, we got some more questions along this line and comments. Sasha says, my 14-year-old daughter auditioned this week for the narrator role in Joseph the Technicolor Dreamcoat. She didn't get the role and has been really bummed out about it. How can we best support our kids when one of their dreams doesn't happen? It made me emotional as well because she worked so hard for it and I watched auditions and she did an amazing job. Do you know what? First of all, that is very tough. But one of the first important things to emphasize is that she did an amazing job. And that's the hard thing about competition. I was watching, my girls like to watch this show, Is It Cake? Right? And I literally was thinking this while they were doing it because they have to pick, they have these judges that have to, they make things like a rollerblade or a dartboard out of cake and then they compare it. And even the losers did an amazing job. And I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that's cake, because they do such a great job. So sometimes we feel like we failed or we did bad because we didn't get the lead role. But we have to talk to our kids and say, you know what? You still did amazing. You still made a rollerblade out of cake, right? It was still amazing. That's one of the first places we start, is emphasizing the fact that they still did amazing. And just because they didn't get the lead role doesn't mean they failed or they sucked. There can be some teaching moments sometimes where you're like, well, actually you did really not do great on that. That can be a part of it if necessary, but sometimes they just really did well. And for other reasons, somebody else got the role, right?
Like it's the neighbor's kid.
Right. And they're in charge or whatever.
I'm taking my nephew or niece or whatever.
So that's the first place I start. The other thing is I had to learn this lesson when my teens started becoming teens. We need, as painful as it is for us too, because I also feel the pain, we have to allow them to feel their emotions. Like that's a part of life. Being disappointed about something like that, yeah, it's not fun, but it is a part of life. And so going through that process and kind of mourning with them per se is important too, to just acknowledge it. Say, yeah, that is very disappointing. I feel like I will literally do that with my kids. I'll be like, I feel like crying too, And so I'm empathizing with them because it's a legit disappointment and that's okay. Life has disappointments in it.